This tape has been copyrighted. Any duplication or reproduction without written consent is prohibited.
Hi guys, what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be going through the keys that I went through when I was recruiting someone across the kitchen table, actually at the end of a presentation, the things that I talked about to people that I thought really made a difference in recruiting somebody. And I'm going to cover those keys. First of all, one of the things that I keyed on was their future. I think when you talk to people about their future and where they're headed and where they want to go, that's one of the key elements of recruiting somebody. Is generally they don't know where they're going to go, and they know where they want to go or they'd like to go, but they don't know where they're going to go and if they're going to be able to get there with the current vehicle they have. The second thing I talk about is, how we make a difference for people, what a huge difference we make in people's lives. That's really imperative because I believe that the kind of people we want to recruit are the kind of people that making a difference for other people is important to them. So that's the thing that I think you should key on when you're trying to recruit somebody. The third thing would be the industry in the future and what the industry, what holds for the industry in our future and what can happen because where this industry is headed. And then the third thing is how people can't say no and that there's really no way to fail. I really hit hard on that. And I'll probably do that right after I do what a difference we make for people. And then end with being somebody and doing something great with your life. So I think those are the keys, and I have a couple here that I'm going to be doing this with this evening, and they've decided to help me in doing that. It's Martin and Marina. And so without any further ado, we're going to just assume that we've already done a presentation, we've already talked to them about it, they've seen the F&A, and then I'm going to recap some of the things in the F&A as we're doing this. So. Hi, Martin. Hi, Marina.
How you doing, Nick?
How you doing?
Good. Listen, we've been sitting here talking, and for the last hour or so, I guess almost been an hour and a half. I've been asking you a lot of questions. You found out, kind of where you wanted to go in your life, and you have a lot of goals and dreams. You want to educate your kids. You want to retire, well, and not when you're 75, when you're probably closer to 50 is really kind of when you really rather retire.
You want to enjoy it.
Yeah. You're kind of young right now. You're in your 30s, so. Early 30s, so that's great. And one of the things that I always pay attention to is how people are, and sitting here in your home. You have a beautiful home, by the way. It's really gorgeous. You've done a great job in decorating it, and it's very tasteful. And also, you both have really good positions. I know you work for Frito-Lay. Martin and Marina, you work for, what was the name of the company you work for again?
Oh, I work for a record distributor on Merchandise Music.
Merchandise Music.
I enjoy it.
You enjoy it.
Yes.
Both have good positions. You make decent income, and, you're above average, which is really exciting. But most important, people like you, this may be kind of off the wall, and I don't know where you're at in your life right now, if you ever thought about something like this, but my experience is that people like you do great in our business, and you may never have thought of being involved in the financial service industry, but would you mind if I shared with you a little bit about our company and what the difference is and what you could do? Would you be open to finding out about that?
Sure.
Yeah, definitely.
The one thing is, I know you have a future, and you want to make sure that future is as good as it can be, right?
Right.
I mean, you have some plans and all that thing, but based on what you told me, you really don't have a plan to accomplish that, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And you've never really sat down with anybody and done that, and I know you want to accomplish a lot of great things, but unless you increase your income significantly, a lot of the things that you want to happen aren't going to happen. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
It looks like it.
And so, your future is a real important thing. So the one thing that I'd like to talk to you about is, PFS can play a part in helping you accomplish some of those things. Like the travel that you guys want to do. Martin, I know you want to buy that boat.
Yes.
And Marina, I know you want to, your idea is to travel all over the world, right?
Yes.
And see all kinds of things. And you don't want to travel second class. You want to travel first class.
First class.
And you have a couple of kids. You want to send them to college. And college is, and I shared with you earlier, is getting more and more expensive. It's growing at about 7 or 8% per year, whereas inflation's only going up at 4%. So who knows where we're going to take care of that. So PFS could play a part in that. And I wanted to kind of recap, what a difference we make for people, because I think that's one of the most exciting things about PFS. When I got started in the business and I started looking at this, and I started part-time, and I was just trying to make some extra money, and I wasn't really thinking about a career, as soon as I started going to see people and I saw the huge difference you made, I really got excited. Like this FNA I was sharing with you earlier. Let me kind of just recap. And I mean, look at this right here. This client right here, Jack and Donna, and I won't say their last name, but Jack and Donna, before we met, they had a $78,000 net worth, and there's no way they're going to retire with $78,000, right? I mean, it's just
Doesn't look like it.
there's no chance of that happening. By implementing our financial needs analysis in the solutions that we've recommended here, if they follow this, they're going to end up with $2.5 million at retirement.
Wow.
I mean, which is isn't that incredible?
It's a big difference.
I didn't
mean,
think that was possible.
We're going to make probably a couple of $1 million difference in this couple's life just by making sure that they're saving and investing the right amount of money in the right location. So isn't that a huge difference?
Yes, it
Definitely.
is.
And the other thing we're going to do is doing a loan for them. We save them $473 a month, which is going to allow them to save that money for retirement. By just restructuring their debt, we're saving them $473 a month. You can imagine investing that $473 a month over that time period is going to give them hundreds of thousands of dollars more. And then by taking advantage of our debt freedom program, we're saving them $121,000 in interest. Before they met us, they were going to be out of debt in the year 2024. Now they're going to be out of debt in the year 2008.
Wow.
I mean, imagine that.
Difference.
Think of the difference in how much less stress they're going to have from the year 2008 on. I mean, they're going to be able to save a lot of money. They're going to be just feeling better about themselves. Would you agree with that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
definitely.
totally different. And then when it comes to insurance, they had a total of $165,000 in insurance and assets for in case one of them died prematurely. And by working with us, they're going to have $800,000 total protection between the two, which is, that's a giant difference. That's like a
Huge difference.
5-time difference somewhere in that range. I mean, it's 500% increase in protection. So, I mean, do you think that if you shared this information with somebody that you cared about, that there's any way that they would say no? Can you? Anybody that had any kind of logical thought process, could you imagine
No.
doing this for somebody and then them telling you no?
I don't think they would
Not
say
if you
no.
could do that, no way.
Doing it like that. So,
Yeah.
so I guess the point I'm trying to get at, if you sat down with somebody that was in a similar situation and you were able to offer a solution like the one I'm sharing with you right now, there's no way that somebody would say no, right?
There's no way.
I mean, if you sat down with 10 people and did this for 10 different people, out of 10 people, how many do you think would go ahead?
At least half of them.
More than half, I think.
Yeah.
If you could do that, probably 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. I think you're right. That's
Yeah.
that's about where we're at, in the 8 to 9 out of 10, right in that
Yeah.
range. So I guess the point I'm getting at is that if you sat down, you shared this information with the right people, that it's virtually impossible to fail. I mean, it really is. If you're in the right market, talking to the right people, and you do a really great job, and you come from really trying to help the client, really doing the right thing, people are not going to say no. So that means if you got involved with us, and you sat down with people like yourselves, married, children, homeowners, that sort of thing, right? We call them 5-pointers. And you see enough people, you're going to do business. You're going to do a lot of business. And especially if you take me with you. I mean, because I'm very, I know how to do this. I'm really well-versed on this. If you take me to see the right kind of people, we're going to do business with 7 or 8 or 9 out of 10 people. So I guess what I'm telling you is if you get involved, it's virtually impossible to fail. Can you see that?
It looks like it. Yeah.
Doesn't it look that way?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if we did what we're doing here,
Sure.
I mean, that's what I found out. I found is people can't say no if you do the right thing by them. And then, I mean, if you think of our industry, well, I think what's one of the most exciting things is our industry is just, man, is it exploding right now. We're in the greatest boom in history. The market, if you notice how the market every day, the Dow's,
Yeah.
it's already,
Dow Jones
I
keeps
mean,
going
as
up.
a matter of fact, today the Dow Jones was at another record high, over 9,000, and it's just growing like by leaps and bounds right now. And I just read a book recently by a gentleman by the name of Harry Dent Jr., and he's kind of a forecaster, and all the things that he's kind of forecasted over the last several years have kind of come to pass. And his estimation, based on the research he's done, that he thinks the market's going to go to 21,000, maybe to 30,000 by the year 2009, based on the baby boomers. There's 80,000 baby boomers, and they're reaching. They're aging, they're saving money, they're investing money, they have more disposable income. I mean, the market's going like crazy, and people, the two industries that are probably the most exciting industries in the world right now are technology, which companies like Microsoft, Dell, computers, those kinds of companies. And the other industry is financial services, which is our industry, which is an incredible industry. It's exploding right now as well because there's so much money being passed from one. Right now, the wealth transfer from the previous generation to the current generation is estimated to be between somewhere between $8 trillion and $12 trillion is going to be happening over the next 10 years or so.
That's a lot of money.
Isn't that a lot of money?
Yes, it
I mean,
is.
you think about it. I mean, it's just huge amounts of money. So, I mean, if you have a securities license and you know what you're doing and you're competent, there is a lot of money to be made. I mean, people are needing to invest money, as you know. I mean, you had a little money to invest, and you weren't sure you were doing the right things. Everybody is in the same boat that you're in. So, our industry is the most exciting industry, other than the, like I said, the technology industry that there is right now. And I mean, isn't that something? I mean, isn't that great?
Yeah.
Sounds
It's
like
incredible.
great.
I mean, it's an incredible
Sounds
business.
too good to be true.
I
Doesn't it
know.
sound like that? Like
Yeah.
it's too good to be
Thinking.
true? But the fact is, it isn't too good to be true. The reason is because most people don't know any of this information, Martin
Yeah.
and Marina. They just don't know it. I mean, think about, do you think any of your brothers or your sisters or your friends or your coworkers have a plan set up
No.
Like that? No
like
way.
that?
No,
No, they
that
don't, right?
comprehensive.
Are they? And are they? You think they're saving all the money that they need to be saving right now?
I know we're not.
Yeah, and most of those people aren't
No.
either.
Yeah.
And do you think they have the, exactly the appropriate amount of coverages that they need to make sure in case something happens that they're okay financially?
No, probably not.
Probably not.
I don't
And
think
debt.
we know.
You think you have any debt?
Oh yeah, they got
Oh,
that.
Yeah, they all have
Everybody's
debt.
financing cars or homes
Exactly.
or furniture.
Yeah.
Keeping up with Joneses and stuff.
Exactly. So what we have to offer, I mean, it's just unbelievable right now. All the different things. Our auto insurance programs is ridiculous. It's fabulous. I mean,
You guys are doing auto insurance now?
Yeah, we're doing auto insurance
Wow.
in California, where we are, we're lower cost, something like 7 to 80% of the time, somewhere in that range. We have a better competitive product.
You take a
We're
look
just
at
in
our
the
program.
process.
Yeah, definitely.
Our Travelers Group and Citicorp is merging right now, and that's going to be the biggest merger in the history of business. A $700 billion company, approximately, by the time the merger's done, and it's going to open up all kinds of different financial services we're going to be able to offer to our clients, which is really exciting. And all that's great. But have you ever? Have you ever thought about really doing something great with your life, about being somebody? And I'm going to get a little personal right now, but I mean, when I was in, I'll give you an example. When I was in high school and in college, I played basketball, and my dream was to be a professional basketball player. I mean, I just wanted that so bad, but I was too short, too slow, and couldn't quite do it. I was just a decent high school and college player, but not anywhere near, good enough to play. But that was my dream, to maybe win an NBA championship like the Bulls have or something like that. You ever have anything like that you've ever wanted to do? Maybe be an actor or singer or something?
Yeah, I wanted to make it to the. I was a wrestler.
Wrestler?
Yeah, so I really wanted to make it to the Olympics.
Really?
Yeah, that was my dream.
Wow.
That's
And-
the first time I hear it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And that didn't
Never shared
that
with
didn't
me
ever
before.
happen for
Never
you, right?
happened, no.
I mean, and because you think about it, you imagine being in the Olympics, right? And you're wrestling for the gold medal, the final round, right?
Wow.
In front of the whole world, really, literally on television, right? And then pinning your opponent and winning the gold medal and getting on the stand and having them play the national anthem, and they put the gold medal over your around your neck right there, and you stand there for the whole world to see you, literally billions of people probably. Could you imagine how that would feel? How awesome that would feel?
Yeah.
I mean, see, the real reason I got in the business, you guys, is because I saw that there was a way that I could, I know I wasn't going to be an athlete, but I could do something in business where I could be somebody, where I could be really successful. Because we have one of the greatest things about our company is we do tons of recognition. When somebody wins, when you really do well, we have a thing like an MVP thing we do every year in our company, and it's usually this year it's going to be at the Georgia Dome, in where the Atlanta Falcons play in Atlanta, Georgia, and there's going to be probably 60,000 people watching you get recognized. Can you imagine getting
60,000, wow.
recognized in front and speaking to a group of 60,000 people and watching them recognize you? I mean, would that be
That'd
awesome?
Great.
Yeah, that
And
was a year.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been fortunate. I've been able to do that. I've been in the Superdome. I've been in the Georgia Dome, and I've been
Wow.
able to speak. I played last year where the Los Angeles Rams play, and
Wow. So you've
I
been at
spoke-
this for a while, huh?
Yeah, and it's just it's one of those things where you could obviously in the real world, out in the rest of the world, nobody knows who you are, but in PFS you could actually become a superstar where you go to these meetings and people ask for your autograph and they they want to take pictures with you and They want to talk to you.
They do
and
that with you?
Yes. I mean, isn't that amazing? I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
but you have the opportunity to do that here, where you could become great at what you do, where people want you to come speak for them. You have friends all over the country, and they'll fly you in and have you speak to their group, and they make you feel like a hero and stuff like that. That you can do that here. That's one of the things that was really exciting to me. And would that be something that would be kind of interesting to you, or something that you'd be excited about being in a position like that?
Definitely.
I could
think
teach.
we
I could
would.
teach you how to do that. That's something you can do here, where you could do it together as a couple. That's what's even most exciting.
No, we do everything together.
You do everything together anyways,
Definitely.
Yeah,
right?
pretty much.
And that's what my wife and I have been able to. We built a business together, my wife Jan and I, and it's been just a tons of fun, you know. And you know, the bottom line is, I think that most people, and maybe let me ask you a question. Have you ever thought of just doing something really special with your life, where you really help people?
I think we have. We're in this rut, day-to-day job, you know. You just kind of get up, go to work, and come home. And
Don't
Where there's not
see
really an
it.
opportunity to make a huge
No.
difference in
Yeah.
people's lives. I mean,
No, I'm capped out at my job already.
you're capped out and you
Yeah.
can't really move any further. I mean, like in PFS, one of the great things is, number one, you can help your clients. Like this client right here, you know, Jack and Donna, they're gonna become millionaires as a result of our helping them, right? For that, and we have 2 million plus clients. I personally have something like 70 or 80,000 clients, somewhere in that range, and you know, in their lives, because of our you know, interaction, or my people's interaction with them, we've been able to change their lives. And then I think what's even more exciting, maybe not more exciting, but as exciting, is I've been able to help some people get involved in the business. There's a lot of people in our business, and I have a business. I've been doing this for 14 years, and we've got 14. I've got something. Maybe this year I might have as many as 100 people that make over $100,000.
Wow.
you can help us do that.
Yeah, are you interested in making 100,000 a year or more?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually have possibly might have as many as 4 different people, not including myself, that are going to make over $1 million this year.
So you make $1 million.
Yes.
Jeez, that's
Yeah.
good.
And so, I mean, which is wild, right? I mean,
Right.
and there's
Yeah.
people like that, and they're regular people just like you and you guys, and we were just regular people before we got started. And I'm telling you, in those people's lives, we've been able to make a big difference. You know, I've been able to play a part in helping them become successful, and obviously they did all the work, but with guidance and some coaching and that sort of thing, and it made a difference. Their lives are changed. I mean, can you imagine when you think, you know, in every great family, one thing I found out, in every great family, there's always one person that kind of breaks out, you know, that kind of decides to win, to do something special, to be successful, to make it happen. And then in that family, they're like the hero in that family. I don't know if you have somebody like that in your family, an uncle or a cousin or something like that. You have anybody like that in your family?
Not really.
Not really?
No.
Well, I didn't have one in my family either, but, you know, the fact is that I decided to be that person in my family. I decided to be the one that made it happen, and I've been fortunate to be able to do that, to be the one that, you know, made it big and helped, you know, made sure my children went to college, you know. And I think one of the greatest benefactors of my business life is my kids. My kids have just turned out fabulous because of the winning attitude they learned from PFS. And then my daughter's going to Stanford. My son is a freshman in college at UC San Diego, and they're doing fabulous in school. And they just have winning attitudes, you know. And I think PFS has played a major role in that. Been able to take care of my parents. I mean, I don't know if you want to take care of your parents, or there's some things
yeah,
you want to do.
definitely.
Yeah, we do.
But man, I've been able to take care of my parents and help them. And I know you probably you go to church and you want to help your church more than you're able to right
Yeah,
now because
definitely.
of constraints. But if you
Yeah.
know, we've been able to do that, help some ministries and charities and to give back, you know. And you know, have a life. You know, I think, you know, I was thinking about this earlier. Is that when I'm 70 or 80 years old and, you know, probably pretty tired, don't want to work anymore, to be able to look back on your life. Wouldn't you like to look back and say, you know what? Look at Marina and you look at Martin and say, man, we did it, man. We did something great with our life. We had a big impact on other people's lives. We made some money. We saved some money. Our kids turned out great, you know, and we really had an impact. Is that something that's interesting to you, to look back in your life and have a life that's really had impact and really been substantial and meaningful?
Yeah,
Yes. I want to
definitely.
be able to do that.
Wouldn't you like to do that?
Sure.
Oh, I tell you, why don't you join me, and why don't we get started, and let me help you build a business, and let's do that, all right? Would you do that?
Sure.
Would you give it a go at least? I mean, just get started, and let me show you how I can help you do that.
I think we
What do
should
we
at
need to
least
do?
try.
All I need you to do is get your address book out, and let's take a look at your list. I'll help you put together a list of all the people we're going to go see, because every one of the people that you care about needs to do what we did for Jack and Donna. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah,
So the
definitely.
people that you care about the most, we need to talk to those people first. So if you get your address out, we'll put together a list, and then what we'll do is we'll set up some appointments, and then we'll get your paperwork started on getting you licensed stuff. But I think the most important thing to do is put together a list who we're going to help first, and see who we're going to put on your team, because I'm going to help you build a business. I'm going to help you develop an organization, and I'm going to recruit those people for you, and I'm going to show you how to do every single part of the business. By the time we're done, I'm going to teach you how to do everything, so there's no possible way you can fail. If you follow what I'm going to teach you how to do, if you follow every step, we're going to have success. Because with your credibility and my ability to do the business, I guarantee you there's no way we're going to fail at this thing. I'm not going to allow you to. Because I'm not going to quit on you. The only way that you're going to fail is if you quit. And if you don't quit, we're going to make this thing happen. All right? Because you guys have too much
Exciting.
credibility. You have too much going for you. You're worth 5 to 10 times minimum what you're earning right now, based on the kind of background you have, the kind of credibility you have, the kind of people you are. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you do that, okay? So let's get your address. Would you, Marina,
Sure.
would you go get
Yeah,
your
I'll
address
get
book
that.
for me
Sure.
right now? Let's get that started right away, and
Here you
let's
go.
get you started moving, okay, in that direction. Oh, great, you have it right here.
Right there.
All right, super. Hey, that's awesome. Okay, guys, that's it. That's how I would do it. You can make any variation of that you want. Obviously, you want to put your own personality into it, but you notice I went right for the address book. Make sure you do that right away. You get the list going. You don't let any water go under the bridge where you start and you move them. What I would do actually is that night I would make sure that I called 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 people and set up appointments for the following week, and I would make sure that we had appointments set up already with their warmest market, the people they care about the most, and I'd get them started. And get them and teaching them and showing them how to do the business. Make sure that they know the business is real, because the only way that you're going to take it from being just an exciting concept to reality is by getting them in the field, hiring somebody for them, closing a transaction or two, and making the thing happen and showing them how to make money. So if you do all this, I guarantee you that's exactly how I did it. That's how I recruited people. Those are the things I focused on, and I'm sure that there's a lot of you out there that can take this and improve it as you go on. If you make it better, let me know. We'll include that. And let's go recruit an army.